Another late night here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. And guys, I wasn't going to do another video, but I figured I'd give you a quick weekend hit because I walked in here and I found a clutch. And it was a really interesting clutch. And, you know, I've been involved with the hurricane morph in ball pythons since 2015 when I bought a bunch of them from Hans Winter. I had heard a radio show he did with Vin Russo. He talked about this hurricane morph. I kind of went on his Facebook, looked at it, I found it really intriguing. I loved it. It had these like curls and swirls, which he called the hurricane. I thought it looked like a front double bicep pose on a bodybuilder. And from my bodybuilding roots, to me, that was like that was almost like a message from the gods up there saying, you got to get involved in this project. So I contacted him. He had some on the ground here in the U.S. Someone was holding for him. He sent them over to me. I actually helped sell a few of them initially. I wound up keeping about 5 females. There were no males. He sent all females over here. That's how projects work in this world. And I grew them up real slow. Didn't breed them. It took like 3 or 4 years to breed them, I think. And I didn't get very many of them. And then this past year, I actually produced some really good ones. In 18, I bred them this year, the 2020 year. I'm going to have some really cool looking babies, but the bottom line is I haven't even produced a super hurricane yet, which is the super form that he calls the Hayabusa. This year will be my first year to do it. This clutch I did, however, was not hurricane to hurricane. I actually bred a monarch. You're going to see, I'm going to show you what a monarch is, to a spider hurricane, and we're going to see what we got. It's kind of exciting, so let's check it out. Whoa, look at that. Now that is a pretty sight for sure. That is my spider hurricane female, laying on 0 eggs. They're all scattered about. I don't know why. She probably just had them. Not sure. Maybe she's just tired. Maybe she still has a couple in her. There's 6 definitely what look like really good eggs there. Now this is an interesting breeding I did because I didn't know what to breed to her. And I said, I got to do something different. And you always want to produce something the most visual you can. That seems to just be really, I guess, just in our nature. Hey, I want to make something that looks beautiful right off the bat. Now, I love the hurricane morph in and of itself. It's gorgeous. And the spider really unravels that hurricane morph. It makes it so that you don't really see the hurricane swirls. The way you can tell what a spider, if it's a hurricane, is you see all these lined up dashes. That's your hurricane. But they're kind of flattened out because spider reduces pattern. And so I wouldn't be terribly upset if I got no spiders in this litter. Although, you know, they do add a nice color to the hurricane morph. And you do get some cool stuff going on pattern-wise here. So, but what I bred to her was a monarch. Now, a monarch, I'm going to take you over here and show you my monarch male. A monarch is a form of T positive or caramel albino. I think it's the most beautiful one. It's probably the least available, or the least that you see around. When they're born, all that brown, that darkish brown, looks purple, essentially. I mean, it looks like a purple and like whitish or purple and ivory looking snake when it's born. It's absolutely breathtaking. And I've had this male for a couple years now, and I've been trying to breed him to a het monarch, and I haven't gotten anything. I've been very unsuccessful because the female didn't really grow well, and hopefully this year we'll get some visual monarchs. But so I decided this year to breed him to something else. I don't know why I didn't do it in years past, but so I bred him to that spider hurricane. And obviously I'm not going to get a visual this year. We're going to get 100% hets that are het for monarch. But I figure a hurricane monarch would be really cool looking. So this is kind of like one of these intermediate, projects. We're going to breed that hurricane into this. We're going to get, hopefully we'll produce some hurricanes in this litter. I mean, obviously 50% of them should be hurricanes. And they'll all be 100% het monarch, which will be really awesome. And because the hurricane morph is incomplete dominant, hopefully if I get a really cool looking hurricane het monarch male, I can always breed him to my het monarch female that hopefully by next year, in another year or two, will be ready to breed. And we could produce some hurricane monarchs down the road. That's the goal. So cool project, you know. Thought you'd give you a little weekend hit here since I missed a couple videos this past week. And that's the project. All right, all the eggs look good. They all had embryos. They all had good veins. I don't know why she wasn't sitting on them. Maybe she just laid them and she just got lazy and didn't want to sit on them. I don't know. Usually when they don't sit on them, that usually means they're no good. But these eggs are really well formed. They're plump. They're well hydrated. They seem, like I said, they seem to have good vessels in them. I mark all of them where the top is where I see the embryo. And once again, I candle them using my phone light. I turn the lights out in the dark. One of these days I'll have my video guys shoot it. I'm using the phone right now, so to do both I can. But I line them up on my little egg box here. I'll move them off the side of the wall here. I'll put my cellophane over the top, and we'll put them in the incubator. By the way, I've already filled up one whole incubator. I'm on incubator number 2, which is the smaller one, which is making me nervous. I called Chris at Serpents. I got to remind him. I told him I need another incubator. I can't believe it. I'm going on to a 3rd incubator. I should have just built an incubator room right where that little alcove is right there initially. Now it's too late. Now I just have to keep buying incubators. I think if I got one more, I'll be okay. But then next year, who knows? I have a little one down there, as you can see in the middle. But that only holds 2 tubs. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tub that she was living in. I'm going to completely sanitize it. I'm going to let it soak overnight with soap and water so that it gets all the smell of eggs off of it. And I got her, what did I put? I got her in a, this right here. Oh, that's in her. Yeah, I got her in here, so she's already settled in. I washed her off, get some of the eggs sent off her. Hopefully next week she'll eat. Get her back in the lineup, get her up to speed again. So she's looking good. She didn't lose too much crazy weight. And nice 6-egg clutch. All right, that's going to be it for tonight. It's 2 a.m. in the morning, as usual, here at Columbus Pythons and Boas. That's when we do things, right? When everyone goes to sleep. Anyway, I want to just give a shout out to my friend Guru Amin for sending me this cool shirt. If any of you were wondering, that's where it came from. I love the Hurricane Project, and I want to just tell you this. I want to preface it. This is really the beginning of the, I guess you could say, the hatching season. Now, we're still getting clutches. I have tons of clutches that still haven't hit the ground yet, but we're going to start seeing some hatching. I'm going to show you my first clutch that actually hatched the other day, and it's almost shut out, but I did a lot of hurricane breeding this year, so we're going to see a lot of hurricane to other morphs. Hopefully we're going to produce some clown hurricanes this year. I produced some hurricane to hurricanes. Hopefully we're going to get some Hayabusas this year, the super hurricanes, and there could be some other cool stuff if the gods bless us with some of the odds that I kind of matched up. Some of the females were a little young, so I don't know if I'm going to get all the great stuff that I linked up with each other, and who knows if I'll hit the odds on a lot of it. But you're going to see a lot of hurricane stuff over these next couple weeks and in these videos because I'm really high in it. And if you've noticed, I haven't sold a single hurricane that I've produced. I've kept them all. I can't get rid of them. I am going to put a few I produced up from 2019, however, that I just have to put them up because I can't keep everything. And some of them are really good. I got a black pastel Enchi hurricane that's female that's amazing. I don't want to let her go, but I have another one. So I'm going to probably let one of those go. I have some Mojave spider hurricanes that I'm going to let go, I think, too. So if you guys are interested in getting involved in the Hurricane Project, just watch over the next week or two. I'm going to do some more videos on them, and I'm going to put some of those up, I promise you. I'm still putting stuff up from 2019. You guys know it. I just listed some carpet pythons from 18, and I sold, I think, like 5 or 6 of them in a matter of one day. So I have a lot of good stuff, but you know what? Sometimes I don't put it up right away because I don't want to just, I know there's some people that just breed and put them up like a week later. Here, I just produced this, take it. I like to see how things develop. I have the luxury of not having to pay my bills from this, from selling snakes. So I don't want to let stuff go that I consider to be something that I'm really interested in project-wise. So I kind of like sit on it a while, see how they mature, and you know how the snake game goes. People would like stuff that are well started, that are eating well, that are maybe a year or less away from breeding. So there's no harm in doing that if you have the space and you don't mind feeding these animals. you can do it. And I advise you to not sell things too quickly if you can hold on to them. Now, if you have to pay bills, you have to pay your rodent bills, stuff like that, then you got to do what you got to do. But sometimes it's a good idea, because you know what? It happened to me once. I'll never do it again. I sold a snake that was, I wasn't really sure. I didn't really want to do it. It turned out to be a blockbuster snake. So I've never done it since then. And I've heard other people tell me horror stories like that. So I kind of hold out and wait. And a lot of times, I'm really pleasantly surprised. I almost sold a boa that was for almost like, pennies on the dollar compared to what it was actually worth, because I didn't realize what it had in it. And it started to develop the colors that indicated what it really was, but it took almost a year. So once again, sometimes you just can't let stuff go that quickly if you don't know what's in there. All right, my rant and speech are over for the night. I hope you're having a good day, and hopefully you have a great weekend, and we'll see you back Monday morning. Remember, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button. Have a very healthy and safe weekend.